Whenever you take out a mortgage or other loan, there will be a range of fees and charges you'll need to take into account and budget for. And later life borrowing is no different. The exact nature and extent of these costs will depend on the type of product you choose, the lender, and the level of borrowing you need for your particular circumstances. There may also be additional charges for managing and adapting your loan later on, but for the purposes of this video, we'll focus on the main types of charges to consider when you are taking out a loan for the first time. The first fee to consider is an application or arrangement fee. This is a charge the lender may make for setting up the plan. Although even if there is a fee payable, this can usually be added to the loan itself or dedicated from the total borrowed if you prefer. Similarly, you may have to pay a valuation fee, as the lender will need to arrange for a professional assessment of your property's value by a qualified surveyor. As with the application fee, if the lender does charge for this service, it can usually be added to or dedicated from the loan. It's not unusual for lenders to waive valuation fees for initial loans, but you may have to pay this fee if you come back for further borrowing in the future, as the lender will need to arrange a new valuation of your property. The next fee to consider is legal fees. You will need to appoint an independent solicitor to act on your behalf, provide you with appropriate advice, and complete the paperwork relating to the legal side of arranging the mortgage. Similarly, you should seek specialist financial advice, and your advisor will usually charge you a fee for this advice. This fee might be a fixed amount or a percentage of the total borrowed. Perhaps the most important charge of all for any type of borrowing is the interest rate. Although different product types might calculate interest on a monthly or annual basis, in order to work out your overall cost of borrowing over the term of the loan, you will need to consider the annual percentage rate, or APR, being charged. Your advisor can explain this in more detail to you with a personalized illustration, and we also go a bit deeper into this subject in another video that looks at the cost of borrowing in more detail. Finally, you should consider any early repayment charges that may apply if you repay all or even some of your loan early. These charges can vary significantly, so you should ask your advisor to explain any repayment charges that may apply to your loans. So, in this video we've looked at the main fees and charges you might encounter when setting up your loan, but it's important to discuss this with a qualified later life lending advisor who can provide a clear breakdown of all the costs involved and help you to understand how they will affect the overall cost of the loan over time. In the next video, we'll take a look at the role of advice in later life borrowing.